In the previous video, I shared with you the news that Sheikh Hamdan's ex-wife, Hadia Zen, is now in England preparing for her upcoming wedding. She is set to marry her cousin, but it's important to note that this is not a love marriage. Instead, it's an arranged marriage. Hadia has been quite vocal about her feelings, and she's shared some personal insights about the situation with Sheikh Hamdan. Recently, a heartfelt letter arrived at Sheikh Hamdan's office from Hadia. In the letter, Hadia expressed her sorrow and distress over the impending marriage. She mentioned that she had no love in her heart for her cousin and that she did not wish to marry anyone at all. Hadia's wish was clear. She wanted to live alone and take care of her children, without the pressures of a forced marriage. But here's where things take an unexpected turn. In the letter, Hadia didn't ask Sheikh Hamdan to remarry her. She didn't ask for him to come to her rescue in the typical sense. Instead, she pleaded with him for his help in stopping the marriage from happening. This caught Sheikh Hamdan off guard. He was deeply saddened by Hadia's situation and troubled by the thought that she was being forced into a marriage that she didn't want. Sheikh Hamdan had been facing some personal issues with his girlfriend, Shama al-Falasi, but despite that he felt compelled to help Hadia. After reading the letter, Sheikh Hamdan called Shama. They met at Shama's mansion, and he shared everything with her about the letter. Shama, shocked by Hadia's situation, immediately told Sheikh Hamdan that he should do everything he could to help Hadia without hesitation. It was a huge decision to make. Sheikh Hamdan, known for being a calm and composed man, was now faced with the dilemma of intervening in an arranged marriage he had no direct involvement with. But the more he thought about it, the more he felt compelled to act. After the conversation with Shama, he knew he had to try. Sheikh Hamdan went to his office, sat down alone, and contemplated what he could do to stop the marriage. After some time, he decided to reach out to Hadia's father. He dialed the number, and after a few rings, her father picked up. Sheikh Hamdan explained Hadia's feelings to him and how she was desperate not to go through with the marriage. However, instead of understanding his ex-wife's distress, Hadia's father became furious. He told Sheikh Hamdan that this was none of his business and ended the call abruptly. Frustrated, but still determined to help, Sheikh Hamdan then tried to reach out to Hadia's mother. Unfortunately, his attempts were unsuccessful, and it seemed like no one was willing to listen to his concerns. Sheikh Hamdan's heart sank. He was deeply saddened and felt helpless. He could sense that he was running out of options, but then something unexpected happened. Shama called to check on him. She heard about his failed attempts to intervene and advised him to go to London in person. She encouraged him to take matters into his own hands, regardless of the obstacles. Sheikh Hamdan was already juggling a very busy schedule in Dubai, with many responsibilities on his plate, but after much consideration, he made the decision. He would go to London before the wedding date and do everything in his power to stop the marriage from happening. Now, at this point, everything seemed set. Sheikh Hamdan was preparing to travel to London, but just before he was about to leave, something changed. Sheikh Hamdan's current wife, Sheikha Thani, found out about his plans, and she was not happy. Sheikha Thani, who was already dealing with her own challenges in the marriage, tried to stop him from leaving. She even pretended to be sick, hoping that this would deter Sheikh Hamdan from going. However, this time, Sheikh Hamdan did not pay attention to her attempts to manipulate him. His mind was set. Nothing was going to stop him from helping Hadia. But just as Sheikh Hamdan was about to depart, he received some shocking news. Hadia's marriage had already taken place. Hadia's father had hurried the wedding, possibly because he suspected that Sheikh Hamdan might try to intervene. Sheikh Hamdan was devastated. His heart ached as he realized that despite his best efforts, he had failed to stop the marriage. He felt a deep sense of regret and disappointment. His tears fell as he reflected on his inability to help the woman, who had once been his wife. In a state of sadness, Sheikh Hamdan called Hadia. After a few rings, she answered, and her voice was filled with sadness and sorrow. "Why didn't you stop this marriage?" she asked. "I asked for your help, but you didn't help me." Sheikh Hamdan had no words. He was at a loss for how to respond. He wanted to explain that he had tried his best, that he had even planned to fly to London, but before he could say anything, Hadia abruptly ended the call. Her cousin had entered the room. Now, my dear viewers, we find ourselves asking, what happens next? Hadia is now married to someone else. What does the future hold for her? Will Sheikh Hamdan ever be able to move past this heartbreak, or will the pain linger for years to come? And what role will Shama play in his life moving forward? Will their relationship grow stronger, or will the wounds of the past hold them back? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think will happen to Hadia and Sheikh Hamdan? Do you think they will find peace, or will their emotional journey continue to be filled with complications? And as for Shama, do you think she'll continue to stand by Sheikh Hamdan, offering the support he desperately needs? That's all for today's update on Sheikh Hamdan and his family. I hope you found this video both interesting and insightful. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you won't miss any future updates. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.